Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and so last night I slept in my son's bedroom because I had to take one for the team. You got to understand, it smelled, now I didn't sleep with it smelling like this, I couldn't deal with that. But yesterday, during the daytime, I go in that room, it smells like a skunk crapped all over himself and then died. That's what it was like yesterday. And then, and so it's got to be something under the house. Well, I've got the not the bug man, but the pest control guy coming today. Somebody told me, I think it was Mr. B told me it could be like a squirrel or something that got inside of the wall or whatever. But it's weird because it doesn't smell at all in the room, in his bedroom during the daytime, but it smells outside in the hallway, like coming out of the vent in the daytime. But then as it heats up, then it smells in his bedroom. It's kind of strange, but it doesn't smell at all at night. Otherwise, otherwise me and the skunk would be dead this morning because the smell would have, it would have gotten me. Woo. Okay. So here's Joe and Doso from Link2 talking about Ripple. Check this out.
Let's talk about Ripple. Just as XRP today is undervalued relative to its potential, so is Ripple company stock. And in the coming weeks, you're going to see the price of Ripple stock on the Link2 market go up simply because that is what is happening in the external market today. We are no longer able to source shares anywhere close to the prices that we saw pre-judgment. And as a result of that, price will unfortunately have to get passed through to the platform, right? We can't buy at a certain price and put it on the platform for less than what we're buying it at because we're not a non-profit. Having said that, think about, even though as the prices rise, think about the future value potential of Ripple. We still think it's a very, very good and attractive entry price relative to where the company is going to trade in the public market in the future.
There's all kinds of things that are set up to happen now that when they do, I believe that equity is going to go to a place that's going to be out of reach until IPO. Link2 has Ripple equity on the platform right now. And then Jeremy Hogan with XRP Darren says this.
The head of the SEC at the time. A lot can happen in 2 years. It just drags this whole process out. I think the problem with the settlement before now is I think that my guess is that the SEC was going to Ripple and saying, we'll settle with you, but you have to register all of your XRP as a security moving forward. And that destroys Ripple's business model. So I don't think that it was really in the works. Now that we have a non-security designation, that might change. The chance of a settlement, this case just went up tenfold. This case just went up tenfold. This case just went up tenfold, from Wednesday until now. So we'll see what happens.
All right. That's a post-judgment settlement that he's referring to. And if you go back and look at John Deaton videos, John Deaton kind of predicted that too. And I've talked to attorneys behind the scenes. Post-judgment settlement is a very likely scenario right now. You might want to be holding XRP when that happens. I will be, and Ripple equity, I'll be holding both. Robert Kennedy came out and said he's going to back the US dollar with gold if he is elected. Well, I'm in luck because I'm a Glint customer and they are my sponsor, just like Link2 is my sponsor. And I just found out yesterday that Glint is still, even though they put the code for new customers to get 50% off vaulting and insurance for the next 12 months, it was 14th of July when that was going to be over, but you can now go on the Glint platform and you can still use this code to get your discount. And also, Glint private equity, I think it's almost out, but there may be a tiny bit more that's on the Link2 platform. Go check it out. Now, this was an utterly disgusting exchange between Senator Kennedy If you ever wondered if these hearings were staged between these Congress people and all these guys that their job is to hold these guys accountable for the American people, and it is a staged BS game. That Senator Kennedy ought to be ashamed of himself. You think he doesn't know that Gary Gensler was meeting with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and having planning sessions because they did have things in the works? But he doesn't ask him that. He just keeps asking him, why did you let this happen? Why did you,
Mr. Chairman,
to give the appearance of giving him a hard time.
Did you and the SEC allow the FTX fraud to happen?
I want to know when you had meetings with him and what you discussed. Give me the dates of those meetings. We'd like to have your public calendar, which you're hiding. You've hid months of your public calendar from public view. I want to see them. I want to know what you were talking about. I want to know what you guys were planning, and I want to know why you weren't going after him like you're going after everybody else. But no.
The crypto field is often one that is commingling and bundling services.
Even to the end here in 6 minutes.
Come back and go get an injunction. Shut them down until they can answer some very basic, fundamental questions. Like, for example, were they commingling funds? Why didn't we do that? Why didn't you do that? That's what we pay you folks to do.
Well, again,
I get all the Wells letter and all that. We've got tens of thousands of people.
I can't stomach that anymore, and I can't stomach this. This is Gary doing the same. This blows your mind. He wants more funding at the SEC now. Instead of these guys saying, dude, you're fired. You are a freaking disaster for this country, which is what in the normal world, that's it would have already happened. A year ago it would have happened. But in the government world, this guy's up there and has the gall to ask for more money? Are you freaking kidding me? And they're going to actually sit there and listen to it like it's reasonable. That guy'd be gone. In private industry, that guy would be gone so fast his head would spin. And he wouldn't be getting another job. He'd be out. Unless he's being paid to be a tool for powerful people, which you know the story. Stuart Alderati, it's outrageous that in today's Senate hearing, Mr. Gensler again misstates the law and the Howey test, suggesting that tokens standing alone are investment contracts. Is the SEC really going to continue to be allowed to peddle these falsehoods? They're called lies, Stuart. Neil XRP, this guy sent me a really nice note last night. I even let my wife read it. I said, can you believe somebody's saying something this nice to me? And she rolled her eyes, of course. But he sent me a really nice note, all jokes aside. He also put this really nice thread together. I'm going to hit the high points. He says, here's what I think we can expect to see in the months ahead. And I think he's right. 1, XRP added to Ripple's liquidity hub. I need to do a win XRP on Ripple's liquidity hub tweet, because that needs to happen. I'm going to do that after this. 2, American banks. Bank of America, I believe Bank of America will be, begin to use ODL. Ripple connects the U.S. to all currency corridors it has connected on its network. 3, Ripple announces more XRPL-based CBDCs with central banks, small, medium countries, each country larger than the last. Automated, let me tell you what I believe. I believe you're going to have a digital pound and a digital euro that's going to be built on the XRP ledger. How about them apples? Put that one in your pipe and smoke it. Automated market makers are implemented on the XRPL with the proposal XLS30D. It's passed to allow participants to earn yield on their XRP. That's game on right there. Promoting more activity on ledger. Flare will also allow decentralized yield of XRP. Strong wave of software developers will move their projects from other blockchains to interoperate with XRP Ledger. Expect to see headways into XRPL NFTs, land deeds, real estate, carbon credits, digital assets, tokenization. Oh, it's game on, folks. And then he says the future is brighter than ever for XRP. He's right. But along the line of these NFTs, this right here, Ripple, we're excited to support the Futureverse vision. So Ripple just invested in this Futureverse. I guess that's a company. $54 million Series A. Okay, and then Brad Garlinghouse yesterday said it's been less than a week since the decision dropped, and I'm still overwhelmed with gratitude and hugely proud of this team. An unequivocal win for Ripple and for crypto in the US. That's the bottom line. Then we got this. I wanted to remind you of this when Mark Yusko said this, because I have a question. Mark, can we get an update? What happens if you come at the king and you win? Listen to what he said back when the lawsuit was going on.
I agree with you.
And you have to remember, Mark Yusko, who I think is a nice guy, he also is a guy who has always pretended like he just couldn't get his mind around XRP. And I've never believed that.
That the lawsuit doesn't help because people don't like lawsuits and they don't like regulators poking around. But here's the thing. We're in the then they fight you stage. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And if you come at the king, you better not miss. And I think that's a little bit what's happened with XRP here.
And my question is, what if you come at the king and you win, Mark? And then we've got the guys on CoinDesk, and they're like a lot of these Bitcoin, Ethereum maxis. They just can't get their minds around this.
Preston Byrne is a prominent crypto lawyer and CoinDesk columnist, and he wrote a piece that was titled Ripple Labs Ruling Throws US Crypto Token Regulation into Disarray. And his take, following on from what Will said there, is that this was very much a split decision. And if you really look at the judgment on that key question of whether tokens are securities, and if you're expecting regulatory clarity from that, I think you're going to be disappointed. Because on the one hand, it's saying that XRP is an unlawfully sold investment contract when it's sold to VCs or institutional buyers, and the court case found $700 million of that. And on the other hand, it's something else when sold anonymously by cryptocurrency exchanges. And the kind of market action is all on that kind of second point, on that question of vindicating the idea that it can be sold on cryptocurrency exchanges, but other types of sales were very much done down by this ruling. So on the central question of whether XRP is a security or not, it's very contradictory. And Byrne also points out that the judge in the case, Annalisa...
Those poor little things, they just don't understand what just happened. Grown men will weep. Here's another guy who's turned the corner, and now he gets it. This is Coin Bureau, which my understanding of Coin Bureau is that they have investors that are all up in some Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this has always been, look, folks, for those of you that don't know, in crypto social media, if I've learned anything the hard way, there's two things that I can tell you. 99% of crypto media are narrative carriers for the Bitcoin maxi crowd. This has been a coordinated, propped up, and built effort and paid for effort. Now, I can't name any names because I don't know which ones, but I know just from watching their content, I could point to them easily. 99% of, maybe 99% is too high. Maybe it's more like 90, but it's a lot. But guess what? Here's the good news. Those aren't the ones that get the views. The ones that get the views, there's a reason that there's more views in the XRP community than all of them. And that's because pretty much everybody that I know of in the XRP community were ground, they came, it's grassroots. I came out of nowhere, random Southern guy with a hick accent in Georgia, and nobody's ever paid me anything. No crypto firm has paid me anything to do videos on this channel. I guess the right way to say that, I've got paid endorsements that I talk about, but sponsors I tell you about. But Ripple's never paid me a penny to talk about Ripple or XRP. period. And that's what I've also learned in this space is that the same game that has been used by politicians for decades has been used over the last 10 years in crypto. And that game is real simple. It's accuse your enemy of what you're doing. The whole Bitcoin Ethereum crowd for years, they've pointed at Ripple. Oh, that's not crypto. They're this, they're that. They're hoarding all the coins. They're pointing at Ripple and saying all this, while Ripple's being totally transparent. Meanwhile, the real bad stuff that's going on is around Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that's where all the secrecy and lies are. That's where there's no transparency. There's disguised whales. There's a hidden Satoshi. There's Tether, and you can't find out what's backing it. All the secrecy and lies and hiding and what Joseph Lubin calls internal transparency, whatever the hell that is with Bitcoin and Ethereum, not with Ripple and XRP. Because like Gary Cohen said one time, you can't have a financial system that's built when you don't know who created Bitcoin, when you don't know who the disguise was. You can't build a financial system around all of that, because there's too many unknowns. You don't know if Satoshi or the disguised whales are China, communist, whatever, terrorists. You don't know. You have to know. It has to be transparent. I give you XRP. Let's finish here. LCX exchange out of Liechtenstein is going to be adding XRP. It'll be listed at 3 p.m. CET time, whatever that is. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. LCX, XRP today. I have this feeling that we're going into the weekend and we're going to see some booming XRP prices. I just got this gut feeling. Thanks for listening.